Last time on Lost and Found. We returned to the Turnagain arm so I could attempt to surf the boar tide after trying it a few weeks earlier. In our time away, I had been obsessively watching the wave forecast. Our return was timed perfectly with promising conditions. While suiting up in the parking lot, Greg, a fellow traveler, came over and introduced himself. After talking over strategy for catching the boar tide, we decided to head into the water together. Despite the surf report calling for good conditions, the wave had lost all of its power by the time it made it to us, leaving us with a long and challenging paddle back to the parking lot. Though neither of us were satisfied with our attempt, it was nice to be in the water with Greg and to have somebody to share the experience with. So, we agreed to meet up the following day and give it another try. Before we'd even made it into the water, we had a sneaking suspicion that the wave would be better this time due to the number of people that showed up to surf.
Bye! Let's go!
This time, we were in luck. A wave, not a big one, but a wave nonetheless, came marching towards us, giving us plenty of time to overthink where we were lined up for the wave. Side by side, Greg and I caught the wave and rode it on our bellies for a while, trying to assess if it had enough power to hold us once we stood. As you can see, it didn't. Feeling a little defeated, I started the long paddle back to shore. Thankfully, Greg, on his more buoyant board, was able to stand up and get a long ride.
I got greedy. I could have stayed on the whole time. I just don't think that this board has enough buoyancy. That's still so fun though.
After multiple attempts, it was clear that my board was out of place among the longboards and SUPs that people were having success with. Greg generously gifted me his board in hopes it would give me the buoyancy I needed for my last attempt. Finally, I'd done it. One of those tiny people riding the wave is me. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't fancy, and it wasn't even on my own board, but I'd surfed the board tide. Ever since I learned of this wave's existence 15 years ago, I've wanted to experience it for myself. But, like anything in life, teenage goals either change or fall to the wayside as life goes on. As if the board tide had a gravitational pull on my life, all the small and unrelated decisions that I've made over the years led me to it. That day, I made Teenage Mac very proud.
Good job. You did it.
I love surfing because it's an intimate way to celebrate the water, and in this case, a rare natural phenomenon. My hunger to get to know this wave gave me the chance to see what glacial silt-laden water looks like as it washed over my board. Not only did I know that the board tide advances at 24 miles per hour, but now I knew what it felt like to move with it. Sitting on my board, day after day, I was able to take in the landscape in one of the most breathtaking places anyone could have the pleasure of surfing. As if all of those things weren't incredible enough, the beluga whales routinely followed the board tide into the Turnagain Arm to chase after migrating salmon. After a failed attempt to see a sea glacier in Seward, we decided to head back to Whittier to try in the calm and protected waters of Prince William Sound.
Wow, they rolled out the red carpet for us.
Yeah, I know.
Not only was our boat stable, it was fast. 36 knots kind of fast. No wonder we were going to be able to see 26 glaciers and cover an impressive 140 miles in just 5 hours. Prince William Sound has one of the world's largest concentration of tidewater glaciers. This is Blackstone Glacier. From the Sound, the glacier extends 7 miles into the Chugach Mountains. It is said that 200 years ago, this glacier reached another 5 miles into the water. Now, the glacier's terminus reaches over the land's edge in 2 separate places, and this is just one of them. Much to our delight, we came across a stellar sea lion rookery. These lounging beauties come to rookeries like these to raise their new pups that came into the world just a few months earlier. Despite the boat having heated interior space, we spent most of our time out on the deck in the wind and rain. It's a rare and special opportunity to see a place like this. Putting just a pane of glass between us and the view felt like more separation than we could bear. This behemoth of ice is Harvard Glacier. The toe of the glacier measures an impressive 1.5 miles wide, where it calves into College Fjord. The ice is 300 feet thick and covers over 120,000 acres of Chugach National Forest. As we stood on the bow of the ship taking it all in, we saw the ice calving off the glacier with so much force you could feel it like thunder. This glacier is one of the most captivating things we've ever had the pleasure of seeing. Owen and I were already in agreement that our mission to see a tidewater glacier was well worth the effort and multiple attempts. Next time on Lost and Found.